Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. This segment brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Laborers Local 663, the Bank of Billings, Shelter Insurance Agents Grant Baker, and Sean Holman. Also presented by Doak Propane and Great Southern Bank. And we go down to the extreme southwest, 218 miles southeast of the studio here to Doniphan, Missouri. We welcome in Adam Epps, the head coach of the Doniphan Donettes, 15-1 on the season. Coach, talk about your start.
Uh, Kind of starting out the year, it took us a little while to get going. We had one of our post players, Allie Skaggs, was out with a knee injury, and she came back in time for those first few games, but missing a little bit of practice, was a little bit rusty. We lost to Mountain View Liberty that second game of the year. Kind of had one at the buzzer, went in and out, and from there we kind of took a step forward and started playing better defensively, and as far as playing hard and being competitive. And went into that Christmas tournament at Twin Rivers, which is a really good girls basketball tournament, 16 teams in it. And we came away and we won that. It was the first time in a while that Doniphan has won that. But was able to do that and then come back from Christmas break and beat Poplar Bluff, and then got a chance to play Mountain View Liberty again and beat them pretty well, and they're a good team. They're a really good team. And then played East Carter, who's a much improved, I believe they're Class 2 this year team, and beat them a lot, really a lot more than what we expected to do. And played Dexter last night, who's in our district. This is the second time we've played them, and played pretty well and came away with the win on that one as well. So really been playing good these past few games.
Well, Coach, and again, we're visiting with Adam Epps, the head coach of Doniphan Donettes. And, Coach, kind of handicap your conference. If you're a member of a conference, kind of tells the viewers here a little bit about the area and the conference, and handicap it if you can.
Okay. We're in the Ozark Foothills Conference, so kind of in the southeast Missouri area. Not all the way in the Boot Hill, but right around that like Poplar Bluff area. Give or take 40 or 50 miles. And as far as the girls' conference, it has always been a very competitive, tough conference. Teams that have done really well in the past that have just kind of been a juggernaut, like the Neelyville Tigers. They won state a couple years ago in Class 2, and really have had like a stranglehold on the conference. It's probably for about the past decade. And you also have the Naylor Eagles, who usually have made some postseason runs there in Class 1. Twin Rivers is in there. They've been a very competitive team in the past. Clearwater, East Carter, and and us. So there's seven girls teams. And you got Greenville in there as well. So last year we won the conference, and we've been doing well the past few years. We've won 20 games in a row, 3 years in a row, and good things have been happening over here at Doniphan, and the girls have been working really, really hard. But it's a really competitive conference, and we're happy to be in that.
As you come out of last year, 21-5 a year ago. Talk about what you lost to graduation and who's kind of stepped up to have to maybe fill some of those roles.
Right. We lost our point guard and kind of like our leader, kind of like the heart of our team, Olivia Kreutz. She was point guard for us um, for almost 3 years. She played varsity sophomore all the way up. She was on the district championship team in 2020. Was a great big part of that team. Um, had a good year last year. We played New Madrid County Central, who was a really good team in Class 4. We played them in that Christmas tournament I talked about and lost by 5. We ended up making it to the district championship game. It's us and New Madrid again. We beat them the year before. So we got them again, and it's going to be a good game. We get the tip. Olivia dribbles to the top of the key, makes a pass to the wing, and blows her ACL out 6 seconds into that game. Just kind of took the life out of us, and New Madrid went ahead and took advantage of that situation. So we lost our point guard. We did get 4 starters back. Junior post player, 6 foot, Allie Skaggs. And then we got 3 seniors. The one who's kind of took the reins on the point guard is Bailey Carson. She's kind of like a utility player. She's played in the post as a freshman. She's played out on the wing the past couple years. She's about 5'8" or 5'9", and she's been doing a great job handling the point for us. And then you got Sydney Speck, who is our shooting guard. She's like lightning in a bottle, super fast athlete, can go on scoring runs really, really quick for us. And then we kind of got, I call her our Rodman, and that's Timber Turner. She wants to guard the best player on the other team. She's going to get offensive rebounds, do a lot of the dirty stuff that people don't really notice. So we got those starters back. Our backup point guard last year was Grayson Kirby as a sophomore, and this year she's out all year long, so we don't have her this whole year. She had Tommy John surgery due to some softball injuries that have just kind of stayed around. So, and then we have a junior that played on the bench last year that's been coming off the bench doing some good things for us. That's Brooklyn Klepsik, really good shooter. And so all those guys coming from last year, so we got some experience coming back. And then throwing in there, we got a freshman point guard that comes off the bench. And usually you don't play freshmen on varsity very often, but she plays and she does a really good job for us. So she's kind of taken over in that backup point guard role for us. And then our 5th starter this year didn't play a lot of varsity last year, and that's Kenna Monahan. And she just does a super great job of making us go. She kind of like replaces Olivia in the fact is she makes us go quick. She's going to guard the point guard full court the whole entire game, and she just makes stuff happen. So that's kind of us right now.
As you look at this, you've got about 2/3 of your regular season behind you, maybe 10 or so regular season games remaining. What are some things you feel like you're doing really well right now?
Well, I think the past 4 games, something has really kind of started clicking with us, and that is creating an advantage on offense, and then knowing that it's probably not going to be for you, that you're going to have to share it with somebody else. In the past, like the Mountain View Liberty game, the East Carter game, and then last night here against Dexter, we really shared the ball really good. And then when you're making those shots, that just makes us a different team because we've kind of been used to the fact that we're going to play and we're going to keep you from scoring more than us. And I've always trying to grow as a coach. How do we score more? How do we score more? And we've just been sharing the ball so much more than what we have over the past years. And because we got a lot of girls that can play over here, you know what I'm saying? We play 8 or 9, and a lot of those 8 or 9, if they would go to another school in our conference or around, they could go to that school and probably be the man. You know what I'm saying? So we've got probably 5 different girls that have been leading scorers this year. You can't really focus on one.
You froze up there, Coach. I think you may have reconnected to your Wi-Fi there at school. But we are visiting with Coach Adam Epps from Doniphan, the Donettes head coach. They're 15-1 on the season, Class 4, District 1. And I'm afraid we're probably not going to be able to get him back at this point. He may have to uh, jump off here, and maybe he can reconnect with us here at the Missouri Sports Network, and we'll see what happens here. And hopefully everything's all right down there in Doniphan. Like I've mentioned, it's 238 miles due southeast of us here, down near the Boot Hill. And you look at their district, their Class 4 District 1 is they've got Central New Madrid County. Dexter is part of that district. Doniphan, as I meant, they're 15-1. Kennett is 4-11. They're a member of that district. Perryville 9-6, and Saxony Lutheran at 5-10. But a Class 4 school, Class 1 District 4 school, and I believe we've got Coach Epps back. And
There we
Coach, I
go.
apologize. We kind of jumped off there. He kind of froze up a little bit. But, Coach, just talk about what you've got coming up here, as you finish out the regular season, so to speak, on your schedule. Looks like several conference games coming up, and will determine maybe who's the conference champion.
Right. We've got Neelyville coming up on Saturday, and that's at Neelyville. So that's got a chance to be a pretty decent game. After that, we will play the defending state champions in Class 2. That's Ellington, the Ellington Whippets, and we'll be playing them at Ellington. So that'll be a tough game. We go to New Madrid, and then the conference tournament starts from there. And then kind of finishing out the year, we've got Sykeston, who's a really tough team this year, and we'll have them at home. Uh, we play Saxony, who's a district opponent, and then we added Class 4. I think they're ranked 6th right now, in Ava. They're right at the end of the year before district tournament starts.
Well, outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, we greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here today. I know you've got classes and things going on, and we've been, you look at, and I see a lot of scores coming in from Doniphan, whether it be the Dons or the Donettes, and it was good to be able to put a face, with some of those tweets. And we've spent some time visiting with coaches around the state, and always great to add someone else to the Missouri Sports Network.
I appreciate that. And, man, I really appreciate everything you do for kids in Missouri, sharing those scores and giving them recognition, and still helping us out over here in southeast Missouri. So hats off to you. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, thank you. Couldn't do it without you guys. And again, I appreciate it. And hopefully here before the end of the season, we'll get to visit again, and look forward to our next visit. Got Doniphan coach Adam Epps has been part of the show here at the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. Keep it right here at Missouri Sports Network.